Florida's Magic Kingdom no longer the happiest place on earth for Disney, after the state's Governor Ron DeSantis signed legislation dissolving the company's so-called special status.
They're going to pay more taxes as a result of it.
Since the 1960s, the Disney World resort had been effectively its own city, controlling everything on its sprawling property, from roads to rubbish collection. The move to change that could have huge financial implications for Disney, whose series of theme parks have transformed Orlando into one of the world's most popular tourist destinations. Could also cause big problems for the cities where Disney properties are located, since they'll now have to offer those services. But critics say it's less about tax than tit for tat, after Disney, one of the state's largest employers, spoke out against a new law passed by the governor and the state's Republican-controlled legislature. It bars teaching on gender identity and sexual orientation in schools for children aged between 5 and 9 years old, and makes it more difficult for schools to raise the topic with older children.
We believe an important component of freedom in the state of Florida is the freedom from having oppressive ideologies opposed upon you without your consent, whether it be in the classroom or whether it be in the workplace, and we decided to do something about it.
Opponents call it the Don't Say Gay law, warning it could hurt LGBT students or their families. They criticise Disney for initially staying quiet. But the public outcry and a walkout by staff nationwide saw management condemn the law as a challenge to basic human rights. Far-right activists and supporters of former President Donald Trump have rallied against Disney, referring to Florida as DeSantis land.
There's at least one school of thought that says this is a negotiating point to get Disney to stop getting involved in these culture war issues. Because up until recently, Disney and the Republican Party had a really strong relationship.
It's unclear exactly how the legislation could hurt Disney's profits, its 80,000 workers in Florida, or its millions of customers. Some analysts have called it a political tantrum by DeSantis, who's a potential presidential candidate in 2024, warning it could backfire.
Think of all the other businesses that rely on Disney, whether they're restaurants, rental cars, hotels. Everything's connected. And when you take a stance like this, you don't merely affect that one company, you affect all those other companies.
The change is set to come into force in June next year. So far, the company famous for Mickey Mouse & Co. has declined to comment. Alexia O'Brien, Al Jazeera.